This is the first video of the Packet Tracer course. We enter the NetAcad website, and once we are assigned a free course, we will have access. We enter the direct link, and it tells us that we need to log in. We log in with our credentials. Remember to register beforehand. After entering the site, it will give us access to download the version we want. In this case, we will use Ubuntu. We wait for it to download. The installation launcher will start, but it is better to install it manually. We look for the file in Downloads and open it with App Center. We click Install. It will ask for installation authorization and a password. We wait for the installation process to finish. Now we look for the installed files. We check bin, but it is not there. Then we check opt and see the PT folder, so we enter it. Since a launcher was not created automatically, we create one manually from the terminal. We enter the required data, mainly the app image. We go to the internet to look for a packet tracer icon and download it to place it in the app. We save the launcher and exit. Now in the terminal, we are going to install the GIMP package to save it with a proper extension. We open GIMP and modify the image. Now we must log out so that the changes take effect. When logging back in, we go to the applications and run Packet Tracer. But it did not run, so we go to the terminal to run it manually. Packet Tracer needs the EULA to be accepted, so we do it. Now we can run it from our launcher. We run it and it opens Packet Tracer. We log in and access it from the page. We check the menu looking for the settings. We find it and increase the font size so the app looks better. The first example is the connection between two computers. If no device is used, they must be connected using a crossover cable. We maximize the window. From the component box, we select N devices, select PC, and add 2 to the workspace. Now we select connections and then the copper crossover cable. We select one PC and its port, then the other one in the same way. Then we click on a PC and select desktop. Then go to IP configuration and enter the IP ending in 1. We select the other PC and assign the IP ending in 2. Same network 192.16800 and mask 24. To test connectivity, we click on a PC, then on desktop and command prompt. We ping the other PC and it does connect. In the same way, we must verify return connectivity. We move to the other PC and ping the first one. Everything works fine. Once the connectivity test is finished, we save our topology with an appropriate name. We can reuse it in other examples. In example 2, we will connect two computers using a simple switch with a straight-through cable. Crossover is no longer used. We select the delete option from the top bar and remove the cable. Then we add the switch. It can be the PT switch. Now we select connections and the straight-through cable. We select the PC, its port, and then the switch. We do the same for the other PC. We make sure the IPs are correctly configured on each PC. Then from PC 0, we ping PC 1, and the ping works correctly. Then we ping from PC 1 to PC 0 and verify that connectivity is correct. Then we save the topology. In example 3, we use the topology from example 2, but we add a laptop and also test different networks. We add a laptop from N devices. Then we connect it to the switch, just as we did in the previous examples. We intentionally change the laptop to the 192.16820 network. We see an orange color on the connection. When we ping PC 0, there is no connectivity. The laptop must be on the same network 192.16810. We leave it as host 3. It changes to green. We ping from PC 0 to the laptop, and we can see that now there is connectivity. The ping works correctly. In example 4, it is the same setup as example 3, with the difference that instead of using different networks, we use different masks. To start, we change the laptop host number to 150. Then we test the ping from a PC and see that everything is fine. We change all 3 end devices to the 25 mask. In Packet Tracer, we must change the last 0 to 128. When pinging the laptop ending in 150, we see that there is no longer connectivity because it is in another subnet. In example 5, we will see how the ARP table is populated using the command of the same name. Each PC has its own cache table. We ping hosts 2 and 3 from host 1. We see the result of the ARP-A command, which shows us hosts 2 and 3 as known. We move to PC 1 with host 2 and see that it only has host 1 in its cache. Likewise, the laptop with host 3 only has host 1. If from the laptop or host 3 we ping host 2, we will see that the table now has hosts 1 and 2, which are PC 0 and PC 1. If we move to PC 1 with host 2 and run ARP-A, we will see that it now has hosts 1 and 3. Then we save the topology. We exit full screen and Packet Tracer. We can observe in the Home PT Saves folder that our files are there. That's all for this video. If you liked it, subscribe, leave a like, and enable notifications. See you in the next video.